what happened was in about 1976, I got on a committee with Joe Alberto. It was the ACT Council of Social Services, and it was called the Migrant Issues Task Force. And we couldn't get the ACT because we wanted to open one out there. It had, like, the committee was set up to find some services there for migrants, and we couldn't get them to do anything. So I said to Joe, why don't we open one in Queanbeyan? And he said, well, why not? They're so slow, let's get Queanbeyan going first. And that's how it happened.
And people then and now, and when this committee was first formed, seemed to put people down who didn't have the ability to speak English, even though it was because of the circumstances of when they arrived, where they lived, and what their role in their family and their community was. And I thought that was awfully unfair.
Le pidió que no se fuera con un cuchillo en vena y mil promesas de amor. Ni lo escucho siquiera en el
1974, I got a job teaching English as a second language at Queanbeyan High School, and in those days there was no such service. The only service that was offered was Good Neighbour Council, and their policy or their attitude was assimilation, which meant that migrants had to fit in with what was going on in Australia and forget all about their culture and their language and so on. So a group of us who were dealing with a migrant population in Queanbeyan from various agencies decided to set up a service each night of the week after work, because that's when volunteers were available and that's when the clients could come, and each afternoon was a different language. So we would have a volunteer who spoke Macedonian, Ukrainian, Italian and so on.
Y en medio de la escena, de pronto se marchó. Él se fue para la frontera persiguiendo a esa mujer que se había comprado un boleto para irse a Nueva York.
When I came first, we went to cherry picking.
Really?
Yeah, and we had really good fun. Yeah, a really good fun. And then we come in having morning teas and, meet people. Yeah, lovely. And I always feel like to come here in a group. When people come into the country, new country, they're very lonely. And they need to go to groups. That's like why you come here, to meet people, to go with the group, have a fun, yeah. And if you need help, we get help. Yeah.
The first time it was difficult because the barrier of the language. But after that it was good because so many different people from all the countries, about 35 years ago. Yeah, we would like to see all the old people over there to catching up and talk about the old things and look at their face, how old they grow like me, because we used to be young, imagine more than 35 years
If you like to have a friend, you go to Multicultural Centre. At the Multicultural Centre, you find it better because it's more multicultural to many countries. And now that's a beautiful girl.
The volunteers?
The volunteer, everybody, they have nice personality. And nice smile. That's what we need.
Early of November 78. The center was opposite the police station, a small building. And later on, I came in the council. And after that, we was doing a lot of things. Zlatka helped us for every paperwork, whatever we need, and was a lot of we was doing a lot of volunteer girls and boys help to grow up more, and we was gone to many places. I working for the Multicultural Centre from 78, but I doing activity for that. I was doing Santa Claus for the council in Multicultural Centre for more than 20 years, and I still doing it to the time my legs going.
No te vayas, nena, no.
We started out being Queanbeyan Multicultural Centre because the word multicultural 40 years ago didn't exist, and so today we are now the Multicultural Centre, and that means that it fits what this community is. It is a multicultural community. It was only this building, and since then it has become Goulburn, Canberra, Cooma and Bega, and we also had something at Bateman's Bay Maruga on stage. So it has become an important part of this, not just Queanbeyan but the whole region. When I first started, we didn't have a multicultural festival, but now we have one of the best multicultural festivals in the region. It started out with the Bicentennial Hall, where we had people crammed into the hall, all the communities, food stalls, everything in the hall. Now we have a park with over 2,000-3,000 people coming for our multicultural festival, and that says why it is important to have the Queanbeyan Multicultural Centre. The Queanbeyan Multilingual Centre has been a very important part of the community for a long time. Firstly, it's right in the centre. People from Queanbeyan walk here. When they get here, there's always a home feeling. People love that they belong here. There's always people with problems. Their problems seem to be less when they leave here, so I think it's a very special place for people to feel safe and secure. But it's also something, because we have a lot of new people that arrive, it becomes their first identity, or their first connection with Queanbeyan.
So I got involved with the Multilingual Centre, I should say, in 2002. I was introduced to this centre. Well, I was more told to come here by Centrelink because my AMEP class expired.
I came to Queanbeyan in 2013, and when I came here I was really isolated and I didn't know
The first
anyone.
person that I met was Jeff. He was the coordinator, and the second one that I met was Zlatka Podgajski. They were both very lovely, and you know, I told them about my issues, what was going on, and then they told me and introduced me to Kate O'Sullivan, who is still our volunteer to this day. So I started her classes back in 2002.
I happened to be a part of a walking group in Queanbeyan, and I met Tony Bennett. She is from Russia, and she said, would you like to come to Queanbeyan Multicultural Centre? It's a place where you can learn English. So I said, oh, okay. Even though I have a major in English literature, I was still not confident to meet
I found
people.
this job in the newspaper, and they're looking for a youth worker to work with migrants and refugees, and I thought, oh, how wonderful, because I have had a similar experience. I can relate to them, I can help them, and I'm also, obviously, I was majoring in counselling at uni.
And then I met Carolina, who said, come and join us. And I was like, wow, this is such a welcoming place. So that's how I ended up here. And then I came to learn about the services. I started taking English classes with Kate, and I was really happy. And that's how I started.
I got the job in, I think it was 2007. And pretty much this is my 10th year as a worker here. So I was working with the Multicultural Youth Services for 5 years, and then I moved to Queanbeyan 5 years later, and now I manage the Multicultural Centre in Queanbeyan, and I work here along Setu, and about 10 lovely volunteers, and I couldn't be asking for a better place.
One day Carolina came and asked me, would you like to be a volunteer here? Because I was really struggling to find work, and I said, anything I would be really happy. And I started helping people write resumes, and that was the little job. I started answering phone calls, and little by little my confidence got high. And then I got a chance to work here when Carolina went overseas for 7 weeks. And John, now my big boss, he asked, would you like to work here for 7 weeks? And honestly, it was a bit, I was nervous, but I succeeded, and now I am a big part of the center. I really believe that I can do something for the center now, because I am a community support worker working for Queanbeyan Multicultural Centre.
It's very rewarding to be working here. As I said, we, from staff to volunteers to the committee, everybody is so wonderful. It's so wonderful that we can help people one-on-one to help them change their lives, help them adapt and, you know, integrate in a new community. But also we have so many other projects and activities where people come and they can enjoy on a bigger scale, like activities, excursions. We have a multicultural play group, we have the multicultural swimming group, we have now 3 conversation groups. We have the homework club, and that's also, it's a new program, and it's quite successful.
One of the things I love, I haven't been there recently, is the multicultural play group. It is a special place for young families who've just arrived. It's where you see people who would potentially not leave home, be stuck at home because of language, and children together, sharing, the parents are sharing, the children are sharing, and it becomes a really a place of belonging. I'm proud of the multicultural play group because it actually is a big change for people when they come here, know no one, and find that they've got a whole friendship network that they can build. And it's very important for the kids when they go to school is to have connection with other children and not be loners, where they can actually feel very comfortable in being part of the whole community.
It's a small centre, but we do a lot, and we have our yearly trip to Young. We go cherry picking, where we have about 80 people coming, and we have our annual events, multicultural Carnival, as they call it, in Queanbeyan, which is in March usually, and then we have one in Goulburn with the Queanbeyan Multicultural Centre, and one in Cooma with the Multicultural Centre in Cooma.
Me puedo perder solo sin amor.
Around 2 years ago, we arrived to Australia with my husband Kabe, and we went to the agent, the migrants agent, and she told us about this.
So someone told me, and then I came here, and then I just keep going. I learned.
The beautiful smile opened the door in front of us, and it was Setu, the first person we saw, and we now for me here. It's like a family. It's not just like a center. It's my family. When I think to do something, when I need advice, everything, I just remember here.
Always smiling, always, and always he's just and helping people, you know, always. Yeah.
First, it was English class, which the migrants needed, like me, and after that, it was the sewing group, craft group, seniors group, and now it's mentoring seniors who are alone, and for me it's like another place, new people. It's so exciting.
Dancing.
Best wishes for everybody, and health, and more people grow up and come visit this
The Multicultural Centre used to be Multilingual Centre. A very happy birthday, and many more successes, many more programs, many more people, many more activities, many more fundings, and I hope that they continue to do a wonderful work for the next 400 years.
Still can't believe that this center is here since 40 years. So it's a big achievement for our center. And I would like to maybe share more about what we do at the center, and many people come here and be a part of the center, know that migrants and refugees who are living in Australia, they are not alone. We are here to support them. Whatever way we can, we will be here.
Happy 40th anniversary of the center, and as well I wish you all the best, because for us it's so meaningful. This means that this is the birthday of our new family in Australia, and as well wish you luck, and I will wish you the people comes with more good idea and help you, and this family getting bigger and bigger.
I think the 40th is very significant because it means that we've been here the longest of any of the organisations, including the Canberra ones. It started with people who supported us. It was always something for the community, by the community, and the members of the management committee were very dedicated. So we were very lucky to be going for so long, and I hope it continues because we are a good committee today.
It's remarkable to the various committees over the years, and particularly to the one that's serving now, to be able to take it from the very humble beginnings that we had in 1977 to what you've got it today, and I'm sure that it'll only grow in strength and in numbers from here on, and I certainly would wish the committee and future committees every success, because it is a service that hasn't diminished. It is needed, and thank God for volunteers that we have here that can provide that.
Fuera con un cuchillo en vena y 1000 promesas de amor. Ni lo escucho siquiera en el momento del poema, y en medio de la escena de pronto se marchó.
Se fue para la frontera persiguiendo a esa mujer que se había comprado un boleto para irse a Nueva York. No lo pensó 2 veces y saltó por la barrera. Logró burlar el control y montarse en el avión.
No te vayas, nena, no. Me puedo perder solo sin amor. Nena, por favor, bájate, bájate. De un viaje a París, una luna de miel en Venecia, la luna de Valencia y todas las villas de toda Castilla. La exclusiva de su corazón, un planeta de cuentos, todo el universo, un cuadro de Van Gogh y una foto de Yoko en Sevilla. La primera sortija de Diana, la perla de Saba, la gran caravana, el palacio encantado, un perfume de Dior y un diamante de Ghana. Una cuenta en un banco de Suiza, la torre de Pisa, un crucero a Hawái, un futuro mejor, la mansión que soñaba en Ibiza.
Oye, de todas las maneras le pidió que no se fuera, con un cuchillo